Certainly, there is more openness and acceptance. Things have changed in the church. There was a time when I was looking for a ministry placement or position before I came to Regina in 2000, and in the late 90s, there was a time we had a LGBT consultation of ministers, and for preparation for that, I kind of counted how many interviews I'd had and didn't get the job. It was 42. And I was out in a lot of those because we had adopted 2 children by then, and there was no closet when you're a family, but I never knew whether that was the reason I didn't get the job. But I knew if it wasn't the right place. I've also noticed I was involved with Camp Firefly for almost 10 years as a co-chair, and so the fact that youth are coming out in high school and even more recently, gender diverse youth are coming out before even being a teenager, that's very new. And so the ability and the openness for people to find a way and a place and safety enough to be who they are at a younger age is really, really a big shift. The other reality, though, that is still out there, as working with Camp Firefly, we always had psychologists on the staff as we worked, because there's still a lot of mental health issues and challenges that they face being out. So there are some pretty challenging issues that are still facing young people. It is important, whenever I'm speaking publicly, I always say, like, the church has a lot to answer for with regard to homophobia and heterosexism, because so much of the church history has been around homosexuality as sin. And so it's really important for people to see that not all church have that theology and that understanding, that God loves us all, God created us as we are, and that was Jesus' message. That Jesus was a person who stood with those who were outcast and marginalized. He never once said anything about homosexuality, and if it was a concern, he would have named it. And so we get hung up on a few verses in the Bible rather than looking at the whole story, and the whole story is so much different than following the letter of the law, and that's what Jesus was challenging the Pharisees and the religious authorities of the time, that you're too focused on following the letter of the law rather than the message of love.